برنامج رواد الفضاء برنامج كثير ملهم. إحنا كثير نلهم لما نشوف رائد فضاء. رواد الفضاء الآن بتدربوا في 3 مناطق في العالم، في ناسا في الولايات المتحدة، بتدربوا في روسيا، وبتدربوا في الاتحاد الأوروبي. والآن إحنا عم نجيب طاقات العالم يتدربوا هنا في الإمارات العربية المتحدة، عشان عندنا الإمكانيات، عندنا العقول، عندنا الاستثمار، وعندنا الرؤية، وعندنا الفيجن اللي راح تبني المستقبل مش بس للبلد لكن لعالم الفضاء بأكمله. احنا بدنا نعمل منصة تعليمية مش بس للأطفال والجامعيين، على مستوى تدريب رواد الفضاء اللي في ناسا، مستوى تدريب الفضاء اللي في روسكوزموس والاتحاد الأوروبي، اللي هو نفس المستوى اللي احنا بدنا نعلم فيها أولاد مدارسنا، أولاد جامعاتنا. هاي بتعطينا قاعدة ممتازة للعلوم، للهندسة، ولتدريب البشر للفضاء أكثر من أي بلد في العالم من خلال هذه الفعالية. ديب دايف دبي من أحلى المباني في العالم. الإمكانيات الموجودة فيها نفس الإمكانيات اللي إحنا بحاجة إلها عشان نهيئ وندرب المحترفين في مجالات معينة. في شغلات إحنا بنسميها برامج محاكاة، والحمد لله إحنا بنقدر نجيب عالم الفضاء كله، كل رواد فضاء العالم بيقدروا يعملوه هون في الإمارات. البلد هاي هي البلد اللي بتستقطب مواهب العالم، وبرضه بنبني منها طاقات محلية.
I was trying to link and establish the link between space and water, between the space agencies here in UAE, but also globally, and with Deep Dive Dubai, to see what we can offer them to enhance everything that has to do with space. What we want to offer UAE here and the youth is a chance to feel part, to be an active part of space. And water is actually part of space. Not only do astronauts go out and try to find water in the universe, because water is life, but also do they practice in it to learn how to be successful astronauts when they go on spacewalks and when they experience zero-G and weightlessness in space. To explore space and explore underwater shares many commonalities. It's a hostile environment. You have to have life support equipment, and you're exposing yourself to an environment that are potentially lethal. So you have to practice, and you have to learn a lot, and have to deal with risk management, and a lot of teamwork. That's why astronaut training here at Deep Dive Dubai underwater is so important for space exploration. We see a growing cooperation between UAE and global, and we here at Deep Dive Dubai, we can offer something that's quite unique, a big space underwater where astronauts can train. We are the second space in the world, the second facility in the world that can offer such a big training environment underwater in the world. Houston Space Laboratory, Neutral Buoyancy Lab, is the biggest one in the world, but we are the deepest one, and we have a lot to offer.
At this time in human history, the UAE sits in a position where it really has an advantage over a lot of other places. And at the Bolden Group, what we see is that there are 3 things that make the Emirates more ready than everyone else. First is the passion. The next one is the willingness to invest capital. And then the third one is the presence of the human capital. The amount of education and the critical thought that happens within the Emirates is exactly what the business of space needs in order to grow a vibrant space ecosystem here in the UAE. And just like anytime anyone from a school age on, repetition is how we get better at things. And the fact that you all have a neutral buoyancy lab here in Dubai that is accessible by the world is it's a capability that really doesn't exist in many other places in the world. And so that repetition of getting in there is going to make sure that anyone that participates in training or education here at Deep Dive Dubai or in partnership with Blink is going to have the muscle memory in order to be able to do it in any situation, under any circumstance. And that's what we're here to prepare the Emirati citizens to do. We know that Emiratis are ready to jump in, get their hands dirty, get their feet wet, and actually become a spacefaring nation. The world situation will always be chaotic, and it requires a steady hand at the till. And I believe that right now, Emirati leadership has demonstrated they are willing to be there at the table with anybody at any time. And that's the first thing we need, is an openness to discuss things with others and take in their input and then make a decision and move forward. And I have no doubt whatsoever that UAE is the country that's going to be able to do that.
I was on the first all-civilian mission to orbit the Earth. So I went to space as a civilian. And if it wasn't for this type of training, I would not have necessarily been qualified. But when you have the opportunity to get yourself flight ready, you're ready for opportunity. I was a career teacher. I taught geoscience for 26 years. And so the education side is so important because it lays the foundation. But then you've got the industry side and that private partnerships that can provide unique training experiences like Deep Dive Dubai and Blink Space. When I came here last year for the Dubai Air Show, I was blown away by the futuristic views and the way that UAE is always pushing the frontier. And so when I started to learn more about what Blink Space was doing and what Deep Dive Dubai was doing, it got me so excited to be a part of it. This is a place where they're future forward. They're thinking about not only how do they bring their citizens into this emerging space economy, but also being a leader, among the world. I think what this symbolizes for the future of kids here in the UAE is that they don't have to leave home to be a part of the future. It's happening here in UAE.
Having hands-on experience before you fly is key. It helps you with many things, but on orbit, one of the main things we do, we're the eyes and the hands of the researchers on Earth. We have to do all the maintenance on orbit, and part of that is knowing how to use tools, knowing how to put things together, and you actually can help the people on the ground just having this experience and this background, using your hands and really understanding how tools work. In Houston, we have a neutral buoyancy research facility. It's a pool that is 40 feet deep, 100 feet wide, and 200 feet long. Giant pool where we can do practice spacewalks on how we would do maintenance on the outside of the space station. And so having that experience helps develop the mindset to do a spacewalk, because spacewalks can be up to 6 hours or 7.5 hours if you're on orbit. So that understanding of how to move the suit around, how to operate, how to use your hands to put things together. You can do that underwater, and it is very similar to what you would do in space. For space, one of the biggest things we have to learn is how to work together on teams. Because space is not easy. It can be easy if you work well together, though. Developing a mindset for students early will help them develop all these new tools, these new countermeasures that we'll need. So, they got to study hard, and hopefully we can impart some of the wisdom and knowledge that we learned in all the years of being in space and all the years of training, and it'll make it easier for them.